Now we are going to start this event seminar. To start the program officially, I request Sheikh Dr. Ayman Yaqub to open this session, this event, with the Tilawa recitation of the Holy Quran. Dr. Ayman Yaqub, one of the great members of this CIMS and this seminar. Please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد كمثل غيث أعجب الكفار نباته ثم يهيج فتراه مصفرا ثم يكون حطاما وفي الآخرة عذاب شديد ومغفرة من الله ورضوان وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور. سابقوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة عرضها كعرض السماء والأرض أعدت للذين آمنوا بالله ورسله ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم. صدق الله العظيم.
Dr. Ayman Yaqub. So we welcome everybody here, ulama, community leaders, brothers and sisters, for sacrificing your time for this important event. And today we received some apologies from prominent members of this session, this event, due to their other engagements and some reasons. And Alhamdulillah, today let me introduce to you, but the Sheikh Arif is there. Unfortunately, we never received Sheikh Arif so far, so he will be the better position to introduce Sheikh Arif. But Sheikh, can you introduce yourself to the these members of the CIMS here?
My name is Arif Miemi, originally from Poland, but I'm a graduate of this institute here. I graduated in 2010, I believe.
Inshallah. Where are you working at the moment?
I'm basically a translator and interpreter.
Right, mashallah. Mashallah, we welcome you. And since Sheikh Arif, he is stuck in the traffic somewhere, and we changed actually the format. According to this format, actually, today's program, let me explain to it. This program is the subsidiary for the previous session that we had it last time around 2.5 months earlier, and that was the articles of faith, Usul al-Aqidah wal-Iman. And The Ahl Sunnah perspective was presented by Sheikh Abdul Adi Umri, one of the great scholars from Ahl Sunnah from Greenland, and Ahl Shia perspective on the same topic, Usulul Aqidah wal Iman, articles of faith, was put forward by Sheikh Arif Abdul Hussein, and that was really quite interesting and informative discussion, questions and answers. Let me remind you, because today, due to the shortage of time, we couldn't complete some important questions relating to Ahlul Shia as well as Ahlul Sunnah in the light of the same topic. Because the articles of faith, this is extremely important. And today, you can see and experience takfir on the wide range, almost from the both sides, mainly from Ahlul Sunnah, but also we can see some Shia hardliners as well against Ahlul Sunnah, this takfir. From the both sides, surprisingly and very sadly, this takfir is not based on the articles of faith. The people, unfortunately, they don't know who is a Muslim. When a person becomes a Muslim, when a person becomes a non-Muslim, obviously this is not in our hands, in the hands of Ahlul Sunnah scholars and ulama, or in the hands of Ahlul Shia. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger, through the Quran, they have decided everything. So first of all, we must know what are the articles of faith. By believing them, a person becomes Muslim. And he or she is a non-Muslim exactly by denying the same articles. You cannot add anything from your own mind then. And this is deviation period. Bid'ah fikriya, bid'ah rasmiya, when you invent something rusul. Bid'ah fikriya, ideologically, you regard something more important and crucial while in the sight of God and His Messenger, in the sight of the Quran. That's not. That's less important. And you believe more important, this is a deviation creating problem. So that's why after the Quran, and this topic was very crucial and it was successfully discussed. Welcome, Sheikh. Successfully discussed, but still some questions they are still remaining. So according to Tartib and the order, the question relating to Ahlul Shia, this session was first, because in the last program, the previous seminar, some important thing emerged, but there was no time to ask, to clarify, for the clarification. Even Sheikh Arif, some other ulama, and they also felt the same, then they realized. And something relating to Ahlul Sunnah as well, because the takfir mainly is quite vehemently, this is put forward on the media through the different channels and the different circles. So we need to understand, because this forum is something unique in its nature. We're going to resolve the problems outside. The people, they should understand what are articles of faith. To your knowledge, for your information, this topic in this way objectively never ever discussed before by the both sides, Sunni and Shias, getting together objectively, and the problem. No. So this is, quite crucial and extremely important. So still Sheikh Arif might be stuck somewhere. So I have to ask the question, because there is no, presentation today, because that was done. There are only questions and answers relating this topic. MashaAllah, Shuyukh from Ahl Sunnah, they are there, and some of them who have the problem in speaking English, they may speak in their own language, Urdu, and may be translated, inshallah, into English. The question was not only one Sheikh, Dr. Aman is there, Sheikh Mufti Farooq is there, Sheikh Hafiz Abdul Ghafur, MashaAllah, and the Grand Sheikh Ayaz Ghulam Nabi is also there. It's a better position, all of you, so that everyone can, participate. Okay, when Sheikh is here, now we come into the proper order now. we have cancer. Now tartib is tartib, mashallah. On. Okay.
Doctor, there are one or two more coming, but inshallah we can start.
So let me ask the question to Ahlul Sunnah first. Starting. Okay. As we just decided, then we have to wait this time for. Generally, this is my personal experience, I must let you know, because I'm one of those from Ahlul Sunnah who have studies Ahlul Shia sources as well, their books of hadith, and the history and tafsir and fiqh as well, usulul fiqh as well. And I personally did find a lot of questions over this topic to Ahlul Sunnah and from their book, especially Al-Balagh al-Mubin, containing the 3 volumes written and compiled by great Al-Mujtahid Mirza As-Sultan, Al-Balagh al-Mubin. So he raises, he's dead now, but a lot of questions. And As-Sayyid Murtaza, in Ma'alim al-Madrasatain, this is one of the very important books from the Shia sources. I think Ahlul Sunnah should have to produce the similar book as well, Ma'alim al-Madrasatain. This is very good. So in the light of these books, there are some questions, and even this is related to the modern situation as well, what's going on in the perspective of takfir, modern takfir. Last time, as Sheikh Abdul Hadi Umri, he presented the articles of faith. According to his lecture, articles of faith, Tawheed, then Risala and Qiyamah Akhirah, the very important articles of it. The 3 are most crucial. Then Risala automatically includes all prophets, believe in the prophets, rest of the prophets, all kutubs and malaika. And Akhirah also includes Al-Qadr as well. So actually the 6 articles of faith mainly. On the other hand, Sheikh Arif Abdul Hussain, he presented Ahlul Shia perspective on the same topic. The principles, Usulul Aqidah wal Iman, the articles of faith, principles of faith. And surprisingly and fortunately, exactly they are the same. The 3, Tawheed, Risala and Qiyamah. Then relating to all prophets, Kutub, Al-Qadr, angels, and Raja, and Imama, things like that at the secondary place. The question now, this is just explanation, keeping this in your mind. Now the question is that, right, Shias, they do believe the same Usulul Aqidah wal Iman as Ahlul Sunnah they believe. These articles of faith similarly, and last time that was also expounded by Shaykh Arif as well. But there is a great confusion within Shias with regard to Ahlul Sunnah, because Ahlul Sunnah from the different sectors, different parts, different groups, they are still active in takfir. For example, last time, even Ibrahim Green, he said Shias are kuffar. Last time I gave you examples of some. On what basis the still takfir is going on while the Shia do believe, according to them, on the same principles, same articles of faith, still why there is a takfir? What's the reason behind that? So this is, they want to know the Sunni perspective. What's the proper official madhab Ahl Sunnah, where does it stand? I think Sheikh Dr. Aman too, and then Sheikh Fahid, you are in better position to start it.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. In the famous hadith, Sayyidina Jibreel came to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to teach the companions about what is Islam, what is Iman, what is Ihsan. The pillars of Islam are mentioned: Shahadat an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Iqam as-salah wa ita'i az-zakat, till the end of it. And then when he was asked about al-Iman, he said, أن تؤمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله واليوم الآخر والقدر. Allah, the angels, the messengers, the books, and al-yawm al-akhir, the day of the hereafter, and al-qadr. So they are listed. Till the end of the hadith speaks further about al-ihsan and ta'bud Allah, so like a higher level than the iman itself. So if we look at what Dr. Khalid was just summarizing about the past seminar, I wasn't there, so I didn't actually know what was going on during this seminar, but we'll look at tawheed. So this is an tu'mina billah, believing in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's one. Wa malaikatihi, as it was mentioned, believe in the message and the angels. They are like, one part. Those who don't believe in the angels are not going to believe in the message, because the message was revealed through an angel. So believing in the message is believing in angels. Believing in angels is believing in the message. You cannot take one and not the other. So at-tawheed and al-risala, and put with this al-malaika, but you can elaborate and stretch them, making them more, or you can just like in the contracted version, that the risala and malaika will be together. And then wal-yawm al-akhir and al-kutub. Again, al-kutub is part of risala, because you're not going to believe in a message without the book that even brought that message. So malaika, and so the angels, the books, and the messengers, they can all be put under one thing, which is a risala, as a general term. So one, and beneath it like three. And you have a tawheed and al-akhirah and al-qadar. Believing in the day of the hereafter, one of the articles of Iman, that there is a hereafter. Without this, there is no, a person is going to be held to account for what they have done. And believing in al-qadar, that's like a bigger topic to talk about. What in fact is, because there's a disagreement about even the definition of qadar, whether we believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with His knowledge, He knew what we are going to do, and then it was destined to happen, or it is merely our choice. There's a disagreement in the school of thoughts about that. But still, I don't see how qadar and akhirah will be brought together.
Sorry, may I interrupt you?
Yes.
The actual question is that this is already discussed last time. Explanation of the Usulul Aqidah wal Iman, articles of faith. The question is that from Shia side, they do believe the same articles of faith. Last time, one point was decided. A person becomes a Muslim by believing these articles of faith, as you have mentioned.
Okay.
This is the good taqid and the repetition, mashallah. Right. And he or she should be declared as non-Muslims, out of the circle of Islam, by denying the same principles.
Okay.
Same principle that was agreed upon last time. Right. Because of the shortage of time, we couldn't cover so many things which are very crucial to solve the problem outside what's going on in the name of takfir or bloodshed. We are here to solve this problem and to provide the basis. This is a question from Shia side to Ahlul Sunnah, that when Shia do believe the same articles of faith as were expounded clearly by Shaykh Arif last time, but still many Ahlul Sunnah, some groups, some people, some ulama, not all of them, they do believe Shias as kafir non-Muslims, while they believe in the articles of faith like you. However, there are a lot of differences. So this is the question the Ahlul Sunnah should respond. Why still, either they don't know the Shia do believe in the articles of faith because of their ignorance or because of some other reasons, they want to know the reason.
Okay. Ignorance would be one of the reasons when it comes to the common person, because some of the people do not distinguish between the sects within Shia. So they would think that all Shia would believe that, for example, the message was not brought to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it was mistakenly brought to him by the angel Jibreel.
Which says that anyway?
I'm talking about those who don't know. They think that's one of the beliefs that some people believe.
I would just have to stop. In the history of Shia, do we have any sect of Shia that has advocated that the message was supposed to be going to Imam Ali and went to the Prophet?
It's just fake riwayah.
Fake riwayah,
Yeah.
So there is no Shia who believes in this.
Unauthentic riwayah.
So some believe in this, so they would make a general judgment about this. And the other part is that some would believe that the Shia put Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib above the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and they would say in a way this is denying the message of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised him to be the sealer of the Prophet.
So you're talking about it from the common man's
that's why I
perspective.
said I'm talking just about the common person. I'm not talking about alim.
But our question is that the ulama, I just saw a video last week, and I don't know where it is from or if it's just falsely made. The Shaykh is saying that Shias are kafir, وَمَنْ تَشَيَّعَ فَقَدْ حَلَّ دَمُهُ وَمَنْ قَاتَلَهُ وَقُتِلَ فَهُوَ شَهِيد وَلَهُ عَجْرٌ. He's saying this, and they're saying Shias are kafir, go and kill them.
No.
I'll show it to you in the thing right now.
Again, we'll come to the point that
There's Sheikh Eman.
yes, we'll focus.
There are people.
There are.
Actually, Sheikh is explaining to you, responding to this question. This is the reason they are takfir. And finally, he's going to give you the proper official Ahl Sunnah view.
No. What I'm saying is that the Sunni, or I don't know whichever ulama, are giving the fatwa of takfir. And he's talking, Sheikh Ayman respectfully is talking about the common perception. I'm talking about the perception of the ulama who are giving the fatwa of takfir. So I want to know the theological basis on which the ulama are giving the fatwa of takfir.
Alright, we'll come to this point. Let's start with the common person, because this is important. Because the common person, it's easy to adjust the understanding, because it has no basis. It has no foundation. So once you say to the common person that what you think it is said about them is not true from the beginning, so the basis that he would believe that they are not Muslims can be demolished in just a discussion. Because the common person, they don't have roots to whatever they say. It's just things that they generally known. I don't know how they got spread amongst the common person, but they are known like this. Like, for example, some people say, okay, Shia are not Muslim, they don't know even who Shia are. Like, if you ask them what are the Shia and how did this even happen, and I'm not exaggerating, a lot of people don't know even how the split took place. They don't know even why Shia has different belief from the Sunnah at all. I'm talking at all. They may not even know that Sayyidina Ali is being held high by the Shia people. So this has to be addressed, because once these people are just taught the right way, that's it. The problem is solved, because they do not follow a specific person. Even if you ask them, they're not going to say, this sheikh said so and so. They just say, no, we know it, just like this. So that starts from the common person not knowing even what Shia are. So they just think, to the extent that some people confuse the term Shiyu'i and Shi'i. So I'm just and I'm talking from experience. They think that the Shia are the people who don't believe in any religion, because of in Arabic the term Shiyu'i, which a communist. So it is very close in the term Shiyu'i, a communist, and Shi'i. So some people even don't know even the pronunciation of the word. So this is important. Okay, so this is for the common person. It's just mere ignorance, not knowing anything, not knowing even who Shia are. When it comes to alims and shaykh, we'd have to set a difference between who is to be called the sheikh. Again, every person make a video, put in YouTube, sheikh so and so and so, allama so and so and so. If a title put before a person, that doesn't make him a sheikh or a alim or whatever. So this is the thing. And if someone comes in a video and says, these people are kafir just like this, then there is no basis for what they are saying. Like, you can have a discussion, the famous saying attributed to a lot of ulama, if you argue with someone who is a alim, you can have an argument. If you argue with someone who is a jahil, who is an ignorant, you're going to lose. Because he say it's like this, so how are you going to have a different opinion? For them it's like this. Someone comes and says, the sun rises from the west. Are you going to win a conversation with him? No, absolutely not.
Just a moment, may I interrupt you? There is a card on the way should be removed from there, BK52MXV. BK52MXV. The driver is here, please, is requested to remove the block in the way. Sorry, Sheikh.
Yeah, no, it's all right. So you get so I can argue, or I can look at what a person is saying if they list like evidence. So for example, someone says, okay, there is a hadith narrated by the Prophet Muhammad that says one of the articles of faith is to believe in Sahaba. Okay, so here we can say, oh, but this hadith is da'if, or this hadith is munkar, or etc. etc. But so when we talk about YouTube, it's just like 99% a title put there. It's not. I cannot. To be honest, because we have this problem even within Islam itself. The problem: who speaks for Islam? Who says what Islam is?
So you're saying there are no theological basis?
There is no theological basis to someone who comes and claims that they are not Muslims without providing any argument.
So can I step in here?
Yes.
So now this is, in the last few days, of course I'm very concerned about what I'm going to say right now. I'm extremely concerned about it. I've been doing some research on the Shia sects. So here I found that the Sunni conception of Shia means the Imami Ithna Ashari. When the Sunnis talk about Shia, they're talking about the Imami Ithna Ashari.
Yes.
So they're talking about Imam Ja'far, and from Imam Ja'far on to Imam Mahdi. However, we have Ismailis as well within the Shia. And within the Ismailis, you have the present-day Ismailis, Nizaris, and then you have the Bohras. So I'm going to just explain something that I've been doing recently and doing a lot of research on this. The 51st Da'i, Sayyidina Burhanuddin, he died. And then there was a big conflict between Khuzaymah, his brother, and his son Mufaddal. In the process of that, I saw videos that they were doing sajda to Sayyid Burhanuddin. And then I looked more into it and I saw the discussions of Sayyidina Mufaddal, in which it's in Bohra article that the Da'i, you have to do sajda to the Da'i. And that Mufaddal himself was saying that the Da'i himself has a lot of angels and he sends the angels to help people and so on and so forth. So I'm just wondering whether the Ahlus Sunnah are looking at these things from other sects of Shias that they don't consider as Shia, and then they're putting them onto Imami, who are in their minds Shias.
Okay, I will talk about one of my professors who is a very moderate person, and see how the transition in the opinion takes place. Okay, so the professor was asked in a couple of occasions, those who believe that the message was not meant to be for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so straightforward, he would say they are not believers. End of the story. Okay. Those who believe that Quran that we have is not the actual book of Allah and it was altered and changed and it got verses that left from it, they would say they are not Muslims. So come a person who reports what the Sheikh said and says the Sheikh said Shia are not Muslims. So even though the Sheikh did not say and specify a sect, because the Sheikh knows that you cannot make a general judgment about something, as you know, even in Islam, there is a difference between, so someone goes and makes tawaf around the Qabr. Okay? This action is a kufr action. But is the person who is performing it a kafir? A huge difference. Even the hardcore, the hardliners of Salafis will not give takfir to someone who does tawaf around one of the graveyards without the person who does this understanding that this is haram. And there's a difference between understanding and knowing, because you can go to a person who does tawaf around the qabr and he say to them, this is an act of kufr, and they say, just go away, because they look at you and you think you don't know anything. Did they understand? No, they didn't understand. So there is a difference with it. So the sheikhs from the Ahl Sunnah would refer to a specific act, that this act will bring a person outside Islam, and they're not going to make a general judgment about the Shia as a sect. But a person would make the link, would say, look, in this book of Shia, it says the Quran was 10,000 verses. Okay? So the Quran that we have is not the book of Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafizun. So you rejected the Quran that we have. Yeah? So then the Shaykh meant that the Shia are not Muslim. So that's, we're talking about that here, like the just misinterpretation of one of the Shaykh's opinion, and it would be reported. And you know, sometimes I report that a person reported that the Shaykh said so, and then you say, oh, you know, I heard it from another person, and I heard it from another person. All right, the amount of narration does not prove it to be right.
Just for the sake of the camera,
Yes.
the Shias believe this Quran is the word of God,
Yeah.
and the hadith that the Shia have, we sorted them out in the very first session. And the Sunnis have a similar amount of hadith that the Quran is less than what was revealed from Lady Bibi Aisha. So both parties had to solve that particular problem, if you remember. I just want to clarify it for the sake of the camera so that nobody misinterprets our words here. The one thing that I did want to ask though is
let me ask Sheikh Farooq as well, because he's been raising his hand
Yes.
on the same. आपने बात को समझ लिया है ना, क्योंकि अहले सुन्नत पर जो सवाल इस वक्त है वो ये है कि इसके बावजूद हम इस वक्त शेख we talking about only Imamia Isna Ashari Shia, because officially Ahl Sunnah they don't authentically believe exempting Zaydis, Ismailis and Bohras as Shias, like many, you know, the grand Shiu from Ahl Shia as well, and you know the mainstream Shia, they believe about Ismailis and Bohras. That are quite similar to Ahl Sunnah as well. So here the subject matter is only Isna Ashari or maybe Zayd, not, you know, other sects. Because we have to clear, because we're talking about to resolve the problem outside, what's going on. Right, so Sheikh सवाल आपने तो समझ लिया कि इसके बावजूद चूँकि लास्ट टाइम ये तो क्लियर साफ हो चुका था, जैसे कि शेख अब्दुल आदी ने जो उसूल अक़ीदा वल ईमान शेख आरिफ ने, तो मेनली जो असल इम्पोर्टेंट थे वो तो सेम ही हैं। तो एक इंसान कब मुसलमान होता है? जब वो आर्टिकल ऑफ फेथ हैं जो कुरान ने दिए हैं, सुन्नत ने इस्टेब्लिश किया उनको, जब उनको बिलीव करेगा तो वो मुसलमान होगा। और जब कब गैर मुस्लिम होगा? जब उन्हीं का इनकार करेगा। कोई जायद नहीं, आप कोई जायद नहीं दे सकते, क्योंकि ये फिक्री बिदअत हो जाएगी। जैसे कि रस्मी बिदअत है, फिक्री बिदअत है, वही जो इस्टेब्लिश है उन्हीं को डिनाई करते हुए वो काफिर होगा। सवाल ये होता है कि शिया जो कि एक मेन स्ट्रीम है इसना अशरिया, और हम ज़ैदिया को भी रह सकते हैं, लेकिन ज़ैदी चूँकि सुन्नियों के ज़्यादा करीब है, उनका मसला उतना ज़्यादा सीरियस नहीं होता। अब इसना अशरिया को लिया जाता है, तो वो इन आर्टिकल्स, इन उसूल अक़ीदा वल ईमान को तो वो बिलीव करते हैं, इसके बावजूद भी यानी अहले सुन्नत की तरफ से खासी तकफीर होती है, और उन ग्रोहों की तरफ से भी बाज़ कुछ लोग तकफीर करते हैं कि जो निस्बतन नरम शुमार होते हैं। तकफीर से मतलब ये काफिर है, नॉन मुस्लिम है, एक्ट ऑफ कुफ्र हो रहा है। मतलब एक इंसान वो रोज़ा नहीं रखता तो ये एक्ट ऑफ कुफ्र हो गया, काफिर उसको नहीं कहते। जो नमाज को मन तरक सलात मुतअम्मिदन फ़क़द कफ़र, इसमें कोई एक्ट ऑफ कुफ्र है। लेकिन यहाँ पर तकफीर रियली नॉन मुस्लिम से, वो कहते हैं इसकी क्या वजह है कि क्या वो जानते नहीं हैं, हम तो उन्हीं आर्टिकल्स ऑफ फेथ को बिलीव करते हैं, तो वो जुहाद जानना चाहते हैं कि ऐसा क्यों है।
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, नहमदुहु व नसल्ली व नसल्लिमु अला रसूलिल नबील करीम व अला आलिहि। मेरे आपके सवाल का जवाब
शेख आरिफ आपको
जी
तो इसके दो हिस्से हैं। पहला तो ये है कि अहले सुन्नत के जो हमारे यानी कदीम अकाबरीन हैं, जो मेन सोर्सेज हैं अहले सुन्नत के, उनमें शिया को काफिर नहीं कहा गया। اور یہی وجہ ہے کہ ہماری کتب حدیث میں اور کتب تاریخ میں بہت زیادہ شیعہ راوی موجود ہیں، اور ہمارے محدثین نے شیعہ سے روایات لی ہیں، ایون کہ وہ شیعہ کہ جو شیخین کو ابو بکر اور عمر کو لعنت بھیجتے تھے اور گالیاں دیتے تھے، ان کی روایات بھی ہمارے محدثین نے قبول کی، اور کسی نے بھی تکفیر کا فتویٰ نہیں دیا۔ تکفیر کا فتویٰ اس جدید دور کے اندر جو ہے وہ شروع ہوا ہے۔ اب وہ کیوں دیتے ہیں، اس کی بہت ساری وجوہات ہیں، لیکن 2-3 مین وجہ جو مجھے سمجھ آئی ہیں، وہ ایک تو یہ ہے کہ اسماعیلی اور نصیری ان کے جو نظریات اور عقائد ہیں، ہمارے اکثر لوگ جو ہیں وہی نظریات امامیہ کے اوپر بھی چسپاں کرتے ہیں۔ شیعہ کے یہ جو مختلف گروہ ہیں تو وہ ان کے اندر کوئی ڈفرینس نہیں کرتے، تو وہ جو غلط عقائد اور نظریات ان کے ہیں انہی کو وہ تمام شیعہ کے اوپر اپلائی کر کے اور کفر کا فتویٰ دے دیتے ہیں۔ دوسرا جو ہے وہ یہ ہے کہ اس جدید دور میں ناسبیت جو ہے وہ چونکہ بہت زیادہ بڑھ گئی ہے، حضرت ام المومنین کے اوپر جو منافقین نے تہمت لگائی تھی، تو کچھ اس ضمن میں اپنی طرف سے یہ چیز طے کر لیتے ہیں کہ شیعہ یہ بلیو کرتے ہیں کہ حضرت عائشہ کے اوپر جو تہمت تھی وہ درست تھی، اور چونکہ قرآن نے صفائی دی ہے حضرت عائشہ کی، لہٰذا جو حضرت عائشہ کو طاہر نہیں مانتا اس معاملے میں، وہ در حقیقت قرآن کی ان آیات کا منکر ہے سورہ نور میں جہاں ان کی صفائی دی گئی ہے، تو قرآن کے اس انکار کی وجہ سے وہ لوگ کافر ہیں۔ یعنی اس طرح کی تعویلیں اور اس طرح کی چیزیں کھڑی کر کے وہ شیعہ کے اوپر کفر کا فتویٰ دیتے ہیں، لیکن میرے خیال میں مین وجہ جو ہے وہ یہی ہے کہ شیعہ کے ان گروپوں میں اور اثنا عشریہ میں یہ لوگ کوئی تفریق نہیں کرتے۔ اور تیسری چیز جو ہے وہ زید ہے، اور اس کی میں آپ کو ایک مثال دیتا ہوں۔ مثلا ہمارے اہل سنت میں بریلوی مکتب فکر اذان کے ساتھ وہ صلاۃ و سلام پڑھتے ہیں۔ میں خود میرے ساتھ یہ بات ہوئی ہے سیالکوٹ کے علاقے میں، ایک کانفرنس سے ہم لوگ فارغ ہوئے جس میں اہل حدیث بھی اور دیوبندی بھی اور بریلوی حضرات بھی تھے، تو ایک شخص نے سوال کیا بریلوی عالم سے کہ آپ یہ کیوں کرتے ہیں، صلاۃ و سلام کیوں پڑھتے ہیں؟ اس نے کہا جی ان کی وجہ سے، یعنی اہل حدیث اور دیوبندی حضرات کی طرف اشارہ کرتے، ان کی وجہ سے ہم ضد میں پڑھتے ہیں۔ میں یہ سمجھتا ہوں کہ یہ زیادہ تر مسئلہ جو ہے وہ ضد کا ہے، اور ضد میں آ کر کے یہ آج جو ہے وہ تکفیر کو جو ہے وہ زیادہ کر دیا گیا ہے۔ اور پھر کچھ ہمارے ہاں فرقے پیدا ہو گئے ہیں، مثلا خوارج بھی موجود ہیں، اور بہت ایک انتہا کے اوپر چلے گئے ہیں، ورنہ مین سٹریم اہل سنت جو اہل سنت کی قیادت کرنے والے لوگ ہیں اور جو اہل علم ہیں، ان کی طرف سے کفر کا فتویٰ نہ پہلے تھا اور نہ اب ہے۔
الراسخون فی العلم،
الراسخون فی العلم جو ہے،
all schools of thought from اہل سنت،
راسخون فی العلم کی طرف سے تکفیر کا فتویٰ نہیں ہے۔
ٹھیک ہے، یہ کافی ہے شیخ، آپ ذرا ایکسپلین کریں۔
Thank you, Maulana Sahib. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Maulana Sahib, in his response to why is there takfir of the Shia, says, I have to divide the whole of this response into 2 eras. The initial era that comprised of the founding fathers of the Sunni faith and the main sources of the Sunni faith. In these main sources you find no takfir against the Shia. In fact, on the contrary, the grand scholars of the Salaf who have reported in these books have reported from the Shia reporters as well, despite the fact that at times these reporters amongst the Shias were known for their open enmity against Khalifa of the Muslimin prior to Imam Ali. Then Maulana Sahib said, takfir is a contemporary issue. It did not exist previously. And the reason for this are 3 according to Maulana. The first is that the Sunni have not been able to discern, as Sheikh Ayman said previously, between the various sects or subsets of the Shia, such as Ismaili and Nusayri. So when they find Ismaili and Nusayri beliefs inconsistent with the articles of faith, obviously they conclude that this is an act of kufr and unable to distinguish between the different sects of Shia. The whole of the Shia are labeled as people who are kafir. So that's the first thing. The second thing is open enmity against the Ahlul Bayt that Maulana described as Nasibiyya. When asked why are you against the Shia, of course this sect also needs to provide justification. Amongst the justification is this, that there are accusations against Bibi Aisha, and the claim is this, that the Quran exonerated Bibi Aisha in Surah An-Nur. However, the Shia are adamant that Bibi Aisha is guilty of these accusations. And consequently, the Shias are therefore not believing in the Nas of the Quran, and as a result, they are disbelievers and kafir. The third factor that Maulana Sahib is saying is responsible in the contemporary era for the whole of this trend of takfir within certain groups is their adamant nature and their stubborn nature to believe in what they want to believe. It is something that they have conceived themselves of, and now they do not want to move from their position. And he says, to the extent that we have extreme people like the Khawarijis within the contemporary eras, i.e. the people who hate Imam Ali Salamullah alayhi. Maulana concluded in saying that no, Sunnah, Ahlul Sunnah as Ahlul Sunnah do not do takfir of the Shia.
Thank you. Now, so we've been waiting actually today restlessly for Dr. Khurram Bashir Saab, because he is in best position to address this question, because perhaps his knowledge in this field is far more better and
And just
to
like
address this.
what our Shaykh has said already, there is a political dimension to it. When Sunnah and Sunnah, they find Isna Ashari or Iran collaborating with Bashar al-Assad in the atrocities committed to the Ahlul Sunnah or the general public, obviously they find them in one group. So this is a practical and political aspect why we will find that they are because this collaboration is with the in general mind of Ahlul Sunnah, that all the atrocities, Isna Ashari, Hizbullah or the Pasdaran and Kalab, they are having the same share as the people of Nusayris and Alawites. So this is a practical.
So this is a fourth dimension that also is there.
This is a practical
Yeah.
dimension.
Yeah.
Many people, when they find them in the same role, it's difficult for people to distinguish, because nowadays, beside Russia, you can see Iran is the main force to stabilize.
The interesting thing is that in the early 2000s, the champion amongst the Arabs used to be Sayyid Nasrullah and Ahmadinejad.
Good. And this
It's
is-
an amazing thing.
Yeah, this
That's
is
how it's all
interesting.
turned now.
No, but that proves one point, sorry to interrupt, and that proves one point, is that the opposition is not because Iran are Shia and they are supporting, it is because whom they are supporting.
Yeah.
Because when Hezbollah and the Shia were fighting with Israel, as you said, they were the stars. I remember at Al-Azhar University, in big screens, the speeches of Sayyid Hassan Nasrullah were broadcasted. So, and this is important to understand the mentality of the people. So, we are not opposing what is going on because it is Iran support and it was another country who wouldn't have done this. No. It's not about the country, and it's about whom is being supported. Because otherwise, before, no problem with Hezbollah or with Iran when it came to fighting like the Israeli people. So it is important to understand even, and because they became stars not because of governments, because of the common person. Because of the common. That's why I say, from my own understanding, the focus shouldn't be about criticizing what the ulama or who claim to be sheikhs at the time are saying, because they don't have that effect as you think. As much as if the common person sees that there is actually a change and these people are not, they will straight away. they didn't ask what Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah belonged to when he was like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying. They're not going to ask what is his aqidah, what is he doing. He's doing something good, then he's a good person. This is what the common person looks for.
But nonetheless, there is that practical dimension
Yes,
there.
There was
Dr. Khum, carry on.
there was a, a good will among the Sunnah people, but help was given by Hezbollah to Hamas and Palestinian cause. Now it has been overshadowed by their unconditional support of Bashar al-Assad. Still, you will find among Ahl Sunnah there are people who appreciate Iran's stand and with Hamas and with Palestinian cause, and diminishing support from Saudi Arabia and other Sunnah countries or Egypt. So there was a goodwill, but because of unconditional support to Bashar al-Assad, and it has diminished. Tag them with
So let me conclude that
Yes.
you are there.
Yes.
It means some political serious differences, they are creating confusion and the serious problems. But we are talking about the takfir, which is aqidah and iman, so these are the political differences. Must be confined to the political arena and sphere. So this is another point. Yes, yes.
No, I just want to be very balanced here, because we said in these gatherings we are very open. Yoma tubla as-sarair, yes? So I want to come from the Shia perspective here, yes, and be very open. That within the Shia scholars and ulama, there is this trend that anybody who doesn't believe in Imam Ali and the children of Imam Ali has done kufr. But the difference between this kufr and takfir is that their blood does not become halal. Anybody who knows that Ali ibn Abi Talib was the best of persons is a kafir, according to the Shia scholars. I just want to be very open, and maybe the Shias can defend themselves here. They say that they are kafir. But the notion of takfir in the present day denotes that they have no hurma, they have no protection. So the Shia scholars will say, but no, we will do mu'amala with them, we will interact with them, we will pray with them, maybe pray Jama'ah properly, maybe just pray Jama'ah suwari, whatever. But these are their notions. So I'm just saying whatever is happening on the Sunnah side is similarly happening on the Ahlul Shia side. The only difference is that on the Ahlul Sunnah side, the extremist factions have gone one step forward and made the dima of the Shia halal. That's not happened on the other side yet. And God forbid it ever happens anywhere.
Who are they? They are Khawarij.
No.
Who say the
So it's good.
blood of a Shia is lawful?
Yeah.
They are Khawarij.
So, but what I'm saying
They
is,
are IS.
but what I'm saying is, my dear brother, how long does it take after saying somebody is kafir to make the next jump? It doesn't take too long. Both the sides, I'm just saying, both the sides, to be very fair, both the sides have this problem of kufr against each other.
Phrase among this Sunnah, nifaq duna nifaq, kufr duna kufr. That not every kufr makes a person infidel, out of the fold of Islam.
No, but I'm just saying both sides need to address this
So
problem.
one clarification, because the people at the moment, they believe the dam is halal, they are out of the circle clearly of Ahlul Sunnah, however they are claiming.
Okay.
And today, not only all Ahlul Sunnah and Shias, all of them, they are united against these people nowadays. Imam al-Haramain talking against them, similarly Imam in the talking against them. Because they are, particular people.
Okay, but my only point was
they are
that
exempted from
my only point was the Shias have the same problem in their thinking as the Sunni have. That's all.
Sheikh Abu Jafar. Sheikh Abu Jafar, just bear in your mind, this is a question to Ahlul Sunnah, not any clarification from Ahlul Shia. Your time is coming. There are questions to you.
What Sheikh was saying. I think Sheikh, as far as Shia is concerned, when they say that those who don't believe in wilayat of Ahlul Bayt are kuffar, they don't mean the kuffar that they are mukhallad fi nar at all.
I think you
They-
need to
they-
read our books again, my dear
Okay,
brother.
I'm going there. They speak about kufr al-ni'mah because the practice in Iraq, in Bahrain, in Saudi Arabia, and all of those areas where Iran also, where Shias are, is that the Shias marry with a Sunni, and all Maraji say that it is halal to marry Sunni and Shia, they marry each other, they inherit each other.
Don't call them our brother, call them unfortunate.
Yeah, the recently like Sistani say call them our nas. So I don't believe that kufr here was kufr mukhallad fi nar or damu halal. It was kufr ni'mah as it is in theology.
Thank you, Sheikh.
Second
This
thing,
is yes.
another factor that maybe contribute to the fear of the Shias, I think, is lies and fabrication. Because I study in the Ma'ahid al-Azhariyah. Sheikh, you can remember that there is a book called Al-Firaq Bain Al-Firaq and Mudakarat Al-Firaq. It is in Azhar University. So in this book, they say Shia divided into 33 sects. I do research, I couldn't find even 12. So if you can help me to get 33, it's going to be a miracle for me. So this is the first. Second thing, they speak about the relation between Shias and the Jews. But Shias' madhab is the only madhab that their imams, they do not pronounce, they do not declare the Jews who are around the Sahabas, like Kab al-Ahbar, Tamim al-Dari, and Abdullah bin Salam as thiqa. Imam Baqir alayhi salam, he said clearly, Ka'b was a liar, Tamim al-Dari was a liar, and all of these people who transmitted Israeliyat in the Islamic heritage, they are declared as liars in Shia school of thought. For example, Imam Bakr was asked about Ka'b, that he narrated such and such a hadith. He said he's the greatest liar in the face of the earth. So even Abdullah bin Saba, who is connected with the Shias, if you go to the riwayah of the Shias, Abdullah bin Saba, no riwayah can be found in Shia fiqh book or in Shia theological books from Abdullah bin Saba. So this is the thing that we need really to put the Ummah. Yes, right.
There are, Brother Idris Sharif.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I'm conscious this is a sensitive topic, and I'm not a scholar. I am someone who works within the community. And during Ramadan, I had a very disturbing text and video sent to me from someone who I consider to be educated. He's a barrister. And the conversation was that I didn't actually watch the video, but from the tone, I understood what it was going to be about. And the strapline was, and this was sent to a WhatsApp group to wider audience, and it said in there, watch only if you've got any doubt Shias are kafir. So I'm going to give a practical example of what people are saying. So I replied, without seeing it, I said, I'm surprised by the language you use and the fatwas you issue. And you cannot judge a people by the actions of a few. So without even seeing it, I just advised him, we are fasting, do not continue on this line. And he just went, for the next 5 minutes, he said, Uncle, after Eid, I'll borrow you some books I have, starting with Asul Kafi of Al-Kulaini. And I apologize if I don't give the respect to the guy. The Shia equivalent of Sayyid Bukhari, not a Shia in the world who doesn't rely on that book. So this is the language that's being used. And then he refers to Ayatollah Khomeini's Kashf al-Israr and Hukumat al-Islam. He carries on, and exactly as Mufti Sahab said, there are certain aspersions they make about Hazrat Aisha, and he says that there are other opinions. Bakir Ali Majlisi, he is like the Imam, and he says that they are hadiths as well. So, and his strapline was, he said that some of us current Muslims have become way too relaxed on this issue. So this is coming back to the issue of the hatred towards, and then he was, he carries on, and from a personal point of view, I was shocked that someone who I perceived to be educated could show such hatred. And there's other things, but just a practical example. You said that what is the view from Ahl Sunnah? Well, this is someone who I consider to be quite educated, and to follow almost, just the, and I guess from my point of view, it's, you know, having listened and come from the beginning to these sections, I understand the difference between the different sects. That you cannot take one particular extremist sect's view and then apply it to the general view. So I just thought I'd share that as a practical example of this is what people are saying on the ground, and we need to have a response to this.
But incidentally, within this side, we have similar WhatsApp forwards talking about the Ahlus Sunnah in the similar way. So you're right, there is a problem and we need to sort it out. And it's a problem on both sides, unfortunately.
It means none of the sides depending on the articles of faith provided by the Quran as we have discussed here, then passing on the fatwas. When you believe, for example, in the articles of faith, you are Muslims. Then with ta'wil, inferential way, that's the secondary. That's maybe iqtida'un nas, maybe dalalatun nas, not ibaratun nas necessary. We need ibaratun nas, not dalalatun nas and iqtida'un nas. Dalalatun nas, iqtida'un nas, that's a secondary position. Based on dalalatun nas, iqtida'un nas, isharatun nas, you cannot declare anyone as kafir, except ibaratun nas, necessary. And necessary